Hey bro, what would you do if you knew you could not fail? Before you take out your pencil and your paper, you need to actually understand what this question is asking you. What would you do if you knew that you could not fail? There's a million things in the back of your mind that you wish you could do, and you wish you could accomplish, but they just feel so distant, so far away that you've just decided that they're just not possible. The crazy thing is that the reason why you're not going to accomplish these goals is because you have this belief. Is there a person that has been able to do what you have done? Yeah, of course there is, or else you wouldn't have been able to get the idea for it. If you're a really creative guy and nobody else has done it before, good, because then you have no competition. But right now we are focusing on the things that people have actually accomplished. What makes you any different than them? Actually, I have it right here. In Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People, he talks about how under the exact same circumstances as another person, you would be them. You would act the same way as them. Now, we don't have the same circumstances as the guy next to us or the guy farther from us. But you know what? Screw the circumstances. You have to take responsibility. What would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? Now it's time to take out your pencil and paper. Now it's time to ask yourself, what would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? If you were, let's say, 10 times, 100 times, 1,000,000 times smarter than any other person in the room, and you were able to get things done quickly and efficiently, and you were able to get the things that you wanted to get done. Pause the video. Somehow, you need to trick yourself into believing that you can actually do these things. If somebody else has done it, and they've been in a quite similar position to you, out of 8 billion people, there must be someone who has done it. There must be. And truth be told, you are not so different than the last guy. So why don't you become the next guy? Work towards the things on that list and obsess over them. Make them your whole life. Maybe it's to have more money, or maybe it's to have complete mastery and control over your emotions and your physique. If you trick yourself into believing that you can actually get these things done, you will get them done. If you've just started improving yourself and you haven't really necessarily seen all the benefits to it, you really need to work on your mental health, because right now, if you're suffering, sure, it might be able to help you get your mind off of it, or maybe you're thinking that accomplishing the things that you want to accomplish, if they're materialistic or superficial things like looks or status, will help fulfill you spiritually. They're not going to give you the fulfillment that you want. What you really want is peace. The things that help you spiritually and mentally are the things that really will fulfill you. The things that will give you more happiness, more joy, more longevity of those emotions than anything else. Remember when you're writing this list that taking into account materialistic or superficial aspects of things, because honestly, I will admit I have a lot of things on my list that are materialistic. I want to have multiple businesses that make 10K a month because I want to have freedom. Now, if you're able to tie this materialistic want to something that you have spiritual, then it will really help fulfill you. But if it's just something materialistic and it has no meaning behind it, just remember that there's a lot of rich people who are suffering. There's a lot of rich people who don't have the mental peace or the mental strength or fortification that they want. What would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? You gotta believe in yourself, because nobody else will, except for me. Stay positive and have a good night, bro. Give me a fist bump.